Hello and welcome to Binary News, your daily dose of your focused gaming news with myself, Amata, here on the 13th of June. This time I have a little bit of news for you from DICE, as DICE General Manager Karl Magnus Troedsson has said that he's interested in getting more players involved in the development process and is even considering early access models. Now, when he was speaking to Game Informer, he said, quote, "We have nothing to announce, but we are having discussions when it comes to early access." Now, as you guys probably know, especially if you are users of Steam, early access gives basically small development teams the chance to earn cash from their game while it's still in development, basically funding the development itself. And of course, before this explosion of early access and paid bases on Steam, we did see a few games actually successfully get funding that way. Say, for example, Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which was struggling for cash during its development, so they released an early version for cheaper, and of course Amnesia was eventually released, eventually became a runaway hit. So this kind of thing can work. I just think there is a little bit of an oversaturation on Steam. However, Troedsson did have a little bit more to say, saying, quote, "It comes from not a business perspective, but from more of a perspective if it would help us have a stable launch of the game." Now, I think that's a valid concern to have from both the development side and the consumer side, as of course Battlefield 4 was notoriously shaky when it first launched on October 2013, especially on the PC. Now, of course, EA has already kind of started community testing with multiple closed and open betas, such as, say, SimCity and Battlefield Hardline. So, and the Battlefield 4 own community test environment does say that the publisher is interested in public testing and early access. And then Karl finished up by saying, quote, "We probably wouldn't open the floodgates for everyone, but we might do it for geographical territories or people who bought the last game. It's something we're considering, not from a business standpoint, but from one of creating quality in our products." Now, it really depends on what they mean by early access. Now, if it's in the sense of you pay a slightly cheaper amount, but you still get the full release when it's finished, and then you, of course, give them play the game during its development, give them feedback and all that, then that could potentially work. However, that kind of is against what I would call beta. That's very much in the Steam form of early access rather than open beta, such as, say, Battlefield Hardline, where you obviously don't necessarily need to pay any money. You just get chosen out of a lottery, given early access, and then perhaps you'll get a discount if you give a decent feedback or something like that. The second one is something I personally prefer. That is actually what a beta is. It's not something you pay to get into. You sign up, you get chosen from a lottery, or it's an open beta or whatever, and then you give feedback, and you often get rewards for your feedback, like, say, Hearthstone during open beta. If you tested their store, you got a gold girl in Mechatalk, I believe it was. So they could do something like that. So rather than giving a discount on the game, you get some cool stuff for the game if you eventually picked it up. And that'll be better than the paid early access thing we're seeing on Steam. As I said, I feel like that's got a bit of oversaturation, at least in my opinion. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts though, guys. Would you be interested in Battlefield early access, whether it's paid or the traditional open beta / closed beta theme of obviously just getting chosen from a lottery? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Anyway, guys, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.